Okay, you should be taking out practice book, page 174, and we are going to be reviewing main ideas and details. Main ideas and details. We've talked about this before. We are going to be reading a paragraph, and then we are going to fill out our story web using our main ideas and details from the story that we're going to read. Does everybody have out the right page? We are on practice book, page 174. Good. Looks like we do. All right, let me have... Yes, Sarah?
Can I read it?
Sure. Sarah, why don't you go ahead and read it for us, please?
I don't know how to say it.
Submersibles.
Submersibles are highly effective tools for deep sea exploring.
Okay, stop right there. Submersibles are highly effective tools for deep sea exploring. What's a submersible? I'm confused already. Sarah?
Submarine?
Things like submarines, things that can be submerged are things that are under the water, right? Okay, keep reading, Sarah.
These small underwater vessels can take as many as 3 people to 20,000 feet under the sea. Submersibles have huge viewports and nimble collecting arms to scoop up samples.
Stop right there for a second. So they can take how many people?
3.
3. So do you think they're really huge submersibles or smaller submersibles?
Small.
They're smaller. They can only fit 3 people. And what can they get from under the sea?
Samples.
Samples. What are they looking for in their samples? What kinds of things do you think they would be looking for? Relating back to our story this morning about the shipwrecks. What would they be looking for, Jasmine?
Things on ships like where people, like millions of people, like
Okay.
where people have homes.
Jake?
Or are they trying to find a lost ship?
Okay, maybe they're trying to find a lost ship. Maybe they're trying to find remnants of bones. Bones from people, bones from animals. Maybe they're trying to figure out what the bottom of the ocean is made out of. Maybe they're trying to find fossils.
Oh.
Okay, yes,
Are
Jake?
they trying to find how dark how the bottom of the ocean is?
Okay, maybe they're trying to figure out how far down in the water do you have to go until you reach pitch black. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to figure out these things. Let's keep reading. Sarah? Using
submersibles, scientists have discovered hundreds of new deep sea life forms. Scientists aren't the only people using submersibles. Movie makers have used them to film deep sea shipwrecks.
Why do you think movies would use submersibles? What would they possibly be looking for? They're not scientists. So what would they be looking to find? Abby?
Things that they can maybe film in a movie.
Okay, maybe they're trying to film the movie in the water. That might be kind of interesting. But maybe they're looking for something else. Jasmine?
Maybe they're looking for maybe they're looking for a shark to like the main shark character, like in the movie Jaws, how they found a shark and they used that one.
Okay, but you know that the Jaws that they used in that movie is not real, right? Okay.
But to find like a shark to base it off, like.
You're right. It's for research purposes. They find animals and then they can model their machines and different things to look like those animals, right? Or maybe they want to look at the ocean and try to replicate it in a different setting. That means they are not going to film it in the ocean, but they're going to build a set to look like the ocean. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And they can do it with computers, or they can do it with different props and things like that, or they have these big tubs of water that they often film ocean scenes in, okay? But they don't normally film movies in the ocean.
That's
Not normally, because that could be dangerous. But sometimes they do, depending on what kind of movie it is.
Like those National Geographic movies?
Yes, movies that are about the wild and how...
Documentaries.
Documentaries. Good job. That's a big word. Okay, so we're going to take our paragraph and we're going to try to fill in our main idea and 4 really good details from the story that we just read. And I want you to think back to the beginning of the year. Where can you normally find a main idea? Where can you normally find your main idea? Abby?
The first or last sentence.
in the first sentence, which is called the,
Main idea.
well, it is the main
Topic
idea,
sentence?
topic sentence. Or it could be maybe found in the last sentence, which is called the
Oh.
closing sentence or the
Conclusion.
conclusion. Thank you very much. So let's look at our paragraph, and who can tell me what the main idea of this whole paragraph is about?
Submersible.
Kate.
Submersible.
Submersibles. And what about submersibles? Submersibles is not a complete thought. We need a sentence. Jake?
They're highly effective tools for
They're-
exploring.
They are effective tools for exploration, okay? So that's going to go in our main idea bubble. Submersibles are great tools for what? Uh-oh. Pen's not working. Submersibles are great tools for what? For exploring. Submersibles are great tools for exploration.
In the ocean.
Yeah, for ocean exploration, that works.
It could be any water.
It could be any water source, but rivers and lakes are not usually deep enough for submersibles. But maybe, okay? Where can you go? That's a fun place to go and see some submersibles that we just went to recently.
That we just
Sarah?
went to? Oh.
I'm not sure that we.
Uh-oh, we just went there recently. Kate? Okay, Big Bear. I'm not sure if I've seen any submersibles in Big Bear. Disneyland! Have you ever ridden one of those rides at Disneyland? What's that ride called? Finding Nemo? You go on a submarine and you go into the water, right? Okay. So, submersibles are great tools for deep sea exploration. Can you give me a detail about how they are great tools for deep sea exploration, or why they are great tools for deep sea exploration, Jasmine?
To find an animal to base a movie on.
Okay, they use them to discover new life forms for movies. Okay, so movie makers use them. That could be one thought. Movie makers use them for research, right? Movie makers use them for research. What else? Sarah?
Travel 20,000 feet under the sea.
They do. And that's a really interesting fact about the submersibles themselves. But let's talk about why they're good for deep sea exploration. Okay? So let's use that as our main idea. So let's figure out some more details about how or why they're good for deep sea exploration. Abby?
They can find sea animals that.
Okay, new life forms. Like, I don't deep sea dive, do you? And I don't know what's underneath the ocean, so maybe they're going to inform us about these things, so they find new life forms. New life forms, and maybe they might publish those for us on TV, or in a movie, or at the zoo, okay?
Or
Yes, Jasmine.
to see shipwrecks.
To see shipwrecks. Wow, you're on top of it today. So they use them to discover new information about shipwrecks. Let's stay on task, okay? New info about shipwrecks. So we have information about shipwrecks, information about movie makers, new life forms. Can anybody come up with one more idea? How do they collect their samples?
Oh.
How do they do it?
Oh.
Kate?
Scientists.
Scientists do this, okay? But why are submersibles great for deep sea diving and exploration?
They can float.
What do they have in them that makes it? Well, yes, they do have air in them. But what about these submersibles cause them to be great for exploration? Abby, you're so excited.
They have no arms.
They do. They have arms, and what else do they have on the sides?
Lights.
They do have lights, but what do they have in the sides that make it great for exploration purposes?
Cameras.
Viewports. Okay, I'm sure they probably have cameras too, but I'm trying to get my information out of this paragraph, okay? So we're going to go with that they have arms and they have viewports. So they can see what they're trying to find, and then they can gather samples. Okay. They have viewports and they have arms. Okay? Not arms like ours, but arms that are good for collecting
Like
samples.
robot arms.
Robot arms. They're nimble. They can really move and dig in deep. Now what we're going to do now that we have our review of main ideas and details, I want you to be able to do this on your own. And so in your English packet, you have a specific page designed for helping you to review main ideas and details.